Hello, world of the internet. My name is Simon Miller. Welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling, and I hope you all had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate season, that you ate loads of food and now you're ready to get back into normality, which is, of course, tuning in to shows like this, where I take the finger of power of the pop, and I give the good bits an up, and I give the bad bits a down in relation to WWE and other wrestling programming. This is also the last SmackDown of the decade. I know there's people that go, actually, Simon, the end of the decade end in 2021. I am going to be dead one day. I'm just going to go with whatever other people are saying the decade is. Let's up those damn downs. And the start of SmackDown was so weird because Elias was in the ring and he was just going to sing us a song previewing what was about to happen on this Friday night. I mean, isn't there better ways to do this? Shouldn't we be doing the advertising on Twitter or on social media, or better yet, the week before, so you know why you should tune in? Just strange. And in fact, you know what? If Elias can do it, welcome to Ups and Downs. Sometimes I wear a crown. We're gonna review WWE. Other day I hurt my knee. Some mid's gonna get an up. Other mid's gonna get a down. And when Elias does stuff like this, I have to frown. It was just so odd. He didn't need to make a sound. That's why when I finish the song, Elias, you're gonna get a down. I still don't get why he's a good guy now either. He was bad, he hurt his knee, he came back, and now he's good. Anyway, down. And it's another down because WWE needs to remember that sometimes over-teasing your audience isn't the best thing to do. It's like sex. Sometimes you just gotta get in there and do the dirty thing. I actually regret saying that, but still down. Because it was hinted that we were going to kick off this week's episode of SmackDown with the triple threat match to find out who was going to be the number one contender for Bray Wyatt's Universal Championship. So it was The Miz taking on Daniel Bryan, taking on Baron Corbin, and I was ready. And I thought to myself, good work, World Wrestling Entertainment. You've already lit my excitement fires, and now I can dive in headfirst with my bald head. But we did not do that, and this wasn't even the last time this was gonna happen, because instead Corbin came out on his stupid throne and he just started to talk for around about 52,476 years. I mean, after a while, this was just background noise. He was saying, Miz, Daniel Bryan, you're bad parents, you're bad family people, you main evented WrestleMania. Like, that's a bad thing. And I thought to myself, maybe I can just rip off my own nose and then call the hospital and they'll come and get me. It was all just a build so that Roman Reigns could appear from nowhere and literally just popped out from the side of the camera and start to beat up Baron Corbin. I guess that was kind of entertaining because the king also fell off his throne. He looked like an absolute dweeb. It also means this feud is 100% going to continue, but I guess we knew that given what happened at TLC. But the worst thing about it all is the word on the street is that one of their matches coming up is going to be a loser eats a can of dog food. I mean, who would sign up for that? If I was Roman, I'd just go, no, I'm not interested. And Baron should also be like, no, I'm not interested. Let's just have a little scrap. We then did cut to the back and Baron Corbin was refusing to take part in the triple threat match. So we were told we're going to have to find out later what was going to happen. All of this went way too long. It was then Braun Strowman teaming up with the New Day to take on Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn and Cesaro. And I tell you what, this was a lot of fun. Give it up. It also featured the worst and funniest Hulk Hogan impression I have ever heard, because before this match kicked off, Michael Cole was advertising WWE Champions, whatever it's called, and now, yes, you can play as the Hulkster as that, but as soon as he had finished his read, he did the worst Hulk Hogan impression I've ever heard. It was like a frog was dying in his throat. He said, "What you gonna do, brother?" It's like you sound like some kind of witch. It sucked. Like I say, as for the match itself, it was entertaining, and you've got to believe that at the Royal Rumble, we are going to get Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship, because that's how this match finished. Braun had Nakamura, he gave him the power slam, 1, 2, 3. That was that. In terms of everything else, the bad guys got on top when Sami Zayn just grabbed Kofi Kingston's leg, and because Kofi Kingston's not smart, he just ignored his opponent to go, Sami, you shouldn't have done that. But the best bit, I tell you, the absolutely best bit, is when Cesaro was also up to shenanigans, and he gave Kofi Kingston an uppercut, and he flew right across the announce table. Also, for the second week, Cesaro was quite funny, because he just sat there like, what are we talking about? I didn't do nothing. That is 2 for 2, the Swiss Superman rocks. We've also got to point out that oddly, the only way that Braun was able to hit that power slam is because Kofi had hit Shinsuke with the pancake tray that the New Day bring to the ring. Now, don't get me wrong, Nakamura's going to use it first, but still, the good guys cheated. What assholes they are. Also, that pancake tray looked about, well, it was really, really thin. Basically, it didn't look like it was hurt at all, and yet somehow it was treated here like a gun. The true shining light, I have to say, is that even though Sami Zayn was technically on the losing side, he didn't take the pinfall here. I actually think that is quite a massive thing. And what a way to end 2019. You remember the Sami tally. I mean, that's going to stay, as it is because he didn't win. In fact, I don't think he's won ever since I introduced the damn thing, but he didn't take the pinfall loss here. I was flabbergasted. And yeah, the big thing that everybody is going on about is that afterwards the New Day made Braun Strowman dance. Now, really, I don't care about this. I think the Braun Strowman character has kind of been a joke for a while, and fair play to Braun for being able to, take the mick out of himself and not take himself too seriously. But yeah, put on Wrestling Nerd Switch, this character is absolutely ridiculous. He's won the tag belts with a kid, he lost to Tyson Fury at WrestleMania, and now he's grinding his hips with a New Day on just a random episode of SmackDown. I understand why people are mad. It's not going to change for Braun. The crowd loved it. He's over like Rover. But would Kane have done this? No. I mean, he did later on in his career, but he was already established. Would The Undertaker ever done this? Absolutely not. The Undertaker wouldn't even do a spinneroonie on like a dark segment after Raw. But still, whatever, who cares? We also then found out that Baron is refusing to compete tonight, so instead we'll get a one-on-one contest between The Miz and Daniel Bryan. I mean, that was stupid anyway, but my word, just you wait. Somehow too, the most interesting and best thing in all of WWE is this weird relationship between Otis and Mandy Rose. Give it a damn up. I mean, nothing even happened. Sonya Deville was upset because Mandy wasn't in her corner last week, and yet here Mandy's like, Sonya, be in my corner, please, which she agreed to after she was going to finish signing some autographs. But that's when Otis came up and said, look, I really like the fact you gave me a ham last week, and my mum really liked the fact you gave me a ham last week, so she has baked you this lovely fruitcake, and he made sure to underline that the fruitcake had fruit in it. He also apologised for sweating on her last week, and Mandy said, don't worry about it, sweat happens, which is an absolute catchphrase for a t-shirt. And just as she went off for her match, it looked like Otis was going to ask her out or say something nice, but he couldn't do it, and my heart broke for him. I've been there, we've all been there. I think Otis is the greatest person in the whole company, put all the belts on him yesterday. I absolutely loved it, but what I did not love was Carmella versus Mandy Rose. Down. Just ties into everything we have said recently. I mean, Carmella, who's barely been on TV, I mean, she popped back up last week and beat Sonya Deville. She just beat Mandy Rose after kicking her in the face. That's what she did. Kicked her in the face, and Mandy Rose lost her. Bring it down. There's my Mandy marker. But do we put anything on the board? No, we do not, because again, Mandy Rose is never allowed to win. Ridiculous. So she did not emerge victorious, and neither did I, when, yes, as I have been telling you, for the second time in the evening, close your eyes, pretend it didn't happen, WWE teased this damn #1 contender match. What? Down. So yeah, we had been told it was now going to be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, and they actually did start to fight, but then after about 3 minutes, Baron Corbin's cronies ran down, and they caused the DQ by attacking both guys. The King then came on the big screen and was like, I have deemed this to be unfair, and therefore I sent my Raw millions down to blah, blah, blah. It was just so boring. Again, it was background noise. Then he was told, oh, by the way, man, Roman Reigns ain't here anymore. And then it was, oh, well, by royal decree, I have decided we will have a triple match. Blah. So why is Baron Corbin getting to make all these decisions? Like, this was bad heat. This was just turn off the TV heat. And thankfully, Daniel Bryan and The Miz went backstage and they just beat their shit out of him. And I'm glad they did, because I was sat on my sofa going, Baron Corbin, if you were in my house right now, I'd beat the shit out of you. It was really topsy-turvy with Lacey Evans as well. I mean, I guess we're halfway there. Like Bon Jovi, let's just get into it. Because it sucked at the start because she was a guest on A Moment of Bliss, and you all know how I feel about these weird talk shows that just come back from nowhere. But she just comes across like an asshole. I don't mean that in a bad way, but she just feels like a heel to me, even though here she was referring to everything last week when Sasha Banks and her kid got into it. And she was saying the right things. I love my kid is courageous, nothing is more important to me than my children, but I didn't buy it. There's a disconnect here, mostly because I haven't been given a reason to. This is just too transparent. WWE's gone, right, we gotta make her a good guy, let's have her talk about children. That ain't how it works. Because of that, down. However, then when she teamed up with Dana Brooke to take on Sasha Banks and Bayley, I actually thought in the ring with her movements and her actions, she did come across like a good babyface, especially when she's doing stuff like that springboard moonsault. That just looks really cool. So in terms of that, it can get enough. I mean, it was nothing special, but it allowed Lacey to do her thing, and you could kind of see that was something there, and WWE also made the right decision so that she didn't lose. I mean, she was on the losing team, but it was Dana Brooke that screwed up, because she blind tagged Lacey Evans, and she got out there, and she tried to use the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up on Sasha Banks, but again, she must be really bad, because Sasha kicked out of that, and that never happens in the company. She applied the bank statement straight away, and Dana Brooke tapped out. But yeah, this was actually all right. I quite like the team of Sasha Banks and Bayley. They're running roughshod through SmackDown right now, but we just need to do something with the persona of Lacey Evans. Give me something more tangible to hold on to. Then I tell you, this stuff with Otis, it makes my heart bleed. Because Dolph Ziggler was in the back, and he was talking to Mandy Rose, and he was poo-pooing all over Otis, saying, he probably gave a cake to anybody, and you don't want to eat that. And then that dastardly son of a bitch, he put it on the floor and he stamped on it. Now remember this, remember that, put that in your head. This was just a man standing on a baked good, but it made me really, really mad. Doubly so when Otis then walked down the corridor and he saw the destroyed cake and he was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. This genuinely is the best thing WWE has done since 1999. Exaggeration. We also got a cool promo package for Mustafa Ali, and while 2019 wasn't great, 2020 is gonna be his year. You go get him, Mustafa. And then for the third time this evening, we got Daniel Bryan's music, but thankfully this time WWE was nice enough to actually allow us to have this match. And fair play, it was good. Naturally, there was some more nonsense when Dolphy Ziggles ran out and just super kicked Daniel Bryan to cause a near fall. But then once again, for poof, magic, Roman Reigns appeared and he started boarding with Baron, even though we'd been told the big dog had left the building. That was clearly a lie. I think it was Kayla Braxton that told us that, so maybe she's in on this. Maybe she's got a secret partnership with Roman Reigns. Anyway, those two brawled to the back, meaning Baron Corbin was out of it. The Miz eventually fell foul to the bell lock or the yes lock. He tapped out. Daniel Bryan is going to go against The Fiend one more time at the Royal Rumble 2020. And that was the right result, but my word, was it painful to get to this point. Three times. Everest would have been easier than getting to the end of this. But again, Daniel Bryan, that's what we should have done. I want to see that match again, so sweet. The Firefly Funhouse rolled afterwards, and it was just Bray Wyatt saying he was really happy that Daniel Bryan had won because The Fiend wasn't done with him, and he's going to have to let him in. In some weird retort, Daniel Bryan then started chanting, yes. Like I say, it kind of makes sense. We saw the old Daniel Bryan take on Bray Wyatt, and now we're going to get the new old Daniel Bryan trying again. I just wonder what's going to happen because, you know, if he loses twice, where does he go with this again, old new persona? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. And thankfully, SmackDown ended with a bit of a bang. It was off there then, and the decade is over for the Blue brand, and I'm not sure it went out, you know, maybe how they wanted to, because Otis was really the only good thing about this. Other things was just filler, and they were just there. I swear, like, SmackDown's what? 2 hours, maybe an hour 40 with adverts and stuff. Surely like 52 minutes of this was dedicated to fake matches that were lies. I'm not into fake matches that were lies again. I'm really excited about the new year. I hope WWE starts firing again on all cylinders. So it saddens me, there's my spinny arrow. It's gonna get it down, but still, Otis, you are amazing. You are great. Keep doing you. I will be in your corner until the end of time. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's episode of SmackDown. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com, read yourself some articles, follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE, and watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with me throughout 2019, and while there still are a few more videos to go before the new year, I'm looking forward to seeing your ass, not literally, in 2020.